everybody, Josh here with Marketplace Superheroes, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how you can start selling on Amazon FBA in 2025. Now this is a beginner tutorial where I'm going to be talking to you and revealing a beginner friendly Amazon selling strategy, of course, which there are many. We'll be talking about one in particular. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so step one, you need to pick a model. Like I said, there are lots of different models that you could choose from, and most of them work great, and we actually work with a few here at Marketplace Superheroes. But I actually specialize in one particular model myself. So let's talk through the options that you have as a beginner. So you've got private label, and for anyone who's not aware, private label is kind of when you create your own version of an existing product. Let's say, for example, a barbecue grill glove. Perhaps you want to create your own version of that, put your branding on it, your packaging on it, import it from China in bulk, and then sell it on Amazon. So that's one potential model that you could choose. Another is wholesale, which I think speaks for itself. We order in bulk from wholesalers or distributors, certain products that are selling well on Amazon. These are existing products and existing brands. And then also there is something quite new in the Amazon world, and that's the Amazon Influencer Program, which is essentially you marketing and advertising and creating video content for existing products that you share on the Amazon platform. And if someone makes a purchase off of the back of your video, then you earn a small commission. But my personal favorite, and in my opinion, one of the biggest and best opportunities for beginners to get started on Amazon in 2025 is what's known as online arbitrage. We call it reselling. Essentially, what we do is we buy products at a discount from online retailers and we sell them back on Amazon for a profit. Now, why is this model so beginner friendly, and why is it a great one to start with? Well, because you don't have to order in large quantities. You can literally just buy one or two of lots of different products, send them off to Amazon and see how they go. So you're never overexposed, you never have too much cash tied up in any one particular product, and you get to test lots and lots of different things all at once. So step one is to pick a model. Step two, once you've picked a model, it's time to go get yourself set up as an Amazon seller on their platform. So if you head over to sell.amazon.com if you want to sell in the US, or sell.amazon.co.uk if you want to sell in the UK, and switch the extension off the back for any other marketplace that you want to sell in, you can get started with this in. It really depends if you have all the information available, but typically I was working with a friend of mine just the other day on this, and we actually got his account set up in just 2 days, ready to sell. Now it can be anything from a couple of days to a couple of weeks, and if you don't have all the information available for ahead of time, it can take a little while longer. So my recommendation would be to make sure that you have everything you need ahead of time in order to go get yourself set up. So that would include things like personal identification, whether that be a passport, driver's license, a bank statement, everything that's in your address, whether you are an individual or a business seller. Either way, you just need to have documentation to back up that you are who you say you are, and you should be able to go through quite quickly and easily the Amazon seller account setup process. And in fact, we have another video here on the channel that walks you through that in more detail that you can catch another time. So that's step two, is to sign up to Amazon as a seller. Then step three, the next step here is that you want to go and find a product to sell. So we know what model we're selling with because we've already established that online arbitrage is a fantastic beginner strategy. We've already got ourselves set up as a seller, so now we need to go and find a product that we can actually sell to profit from. And like I'd said, the way we do this with online arbitrage is we find products that are available at a discount at any number of online retailers. Now, I'm going to guess that you've probably bought something online before at some point in your past. Chances are, if you're watching this video, I'm going to hazard a guess that you've done that. If you haven't, don't worry, it's super simple. But honestly, it's no more challenging than placing an order on an online store to actually operate this model, right? We just literally have to find products at a discount. So what we're looking for are products that have been discounted by at least 30% or more from the regular selling price, and we want to compare that to Amazon and find those products, find the exact same product over on Amazon selling at a greater price. And then of course the difference minus our fees and things like that, because Amazon does charge us fees to sell on their platform, they earn a commission from that. Once we deduct all of those costs and expenses out, whatever we are left with is our profit. So I've got an example of one. Before I hit the record button on this video here, I found an example. It took me just a few minutes from one of our favorite online arbitrage sourcing websites, woot.com. Some of you might be familiar with it. Again, we featured this in one of our other YouTube videos here on the channel as well. But anyway, you can see here we can buy this Google Pixel watch, the first generation one. It was $329.99. You can see there's a 64% discount here, 64% off of the reference price. It has 3,306 reviews over on Amazon, and we can currently buy it right here, right now for $119.99, which is a phenomenal discount, right? But is it selling for more on Amazon? Quite often you'll find that you can buy these products at a discount, but actually Amazon has price matched it. So we have to spend a little bit of time here just finding a product that works and matches up to our expectations, being that it's selling for more on Amazon. So anyway, if we go ahead and look this one up, here's what I found. The exact same product. You can see the pictures are the same. The title is very, very similar. It says Google Pixel Watch first generation, Google Pixel Watch first generation. Here on Amazon it has a little bit extra keywords and things like that so that it can help it be found amongst all of the others on there, but it's exactly the same watch and exactly the same color. But on Amazon, the major difference, the one that's important to us, is that it's selling for a big markup based on what we can buy it for. This is actually a really, really good deal. We don't always find deals this good. This happened to be the first one that I stumbled across this morning when I was filming. So anyway, $329.99. So it's actually selling for its full retail price over on Amazon. So we can buy it for $119.99, sell it for $329.99. And if we were to do the math on that, we would be able to figure out what our profit is. But we need to deduct Amazon's fees. We use Amazon's FBA service, and I highly recommend that you guys watching this, if you do go ahead and set yourself up as a seller in 2025, highly recommend that you use Amazon FBA. If you're unfamiliar with that, FBA essentially stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And what Amazon will do is they will store, pick, pack, and ship your products to your customers on your behalf. So with that, there are some fees and costs that need to come out. Now, the best way to figure out what those fees and costs are to use a third-party product analysis tool, and we use one called Buybot Pro. You can see it here. I've just put the screenshot for this product. We've broken it all down. So basically, we enter the buy price in the price we can buy it for in the buy price box. It pre-populates the sell price based on what the product is currently selling for, and then it works out, it deducts all of the fees and everything like that, takes our cost price off and tells us how much profit will be left over with. We can see here $178.74. So that means that we get an ROI, and for anyone who's not heard of the term ROI before, it stands for return on investment, which is essentially the percentage that we're going to get over and above our initial investment when we sell this product. So we're going to increase our original investment by 148%. We're going to get our $119.99 back, plus a profit of $178.74. Now, where this gets even more exciting is we could actually buy 3 of these. This website has a purchase limit of 3, which, like I was saying to you at the beginning, one of the best things about this strategy and what makes it beginner friendly is the fact that we only want to be buying small quantities of these products so that we kind of spread our bets out a bit. We don't want to be buying too much of any one particular thing. So we buy 3 of these, we could multiply that 178.74 by 3, and it would give us something more substantial profit. In fact, I'm just going to switch over to my browser really quick here, and I'm going to show you a breakdown of the fees so you can see exactly how that's being calculated. Alright, so we're over here on the product page now, and you can see Buybot Pro is a Chrome extension that overlays the Amazon product page. I'm just going to zoom in a touch here so that we can see this in a little bit more detail. If I scroll down the page to this details section, you'll see here it says total costs. If I hover over this, it's going to show us a breakdown of all the fees that Buybot Pro is estimating that we're going to be charged. Now, these fees are estimated based on Amazon's own calculator. This tool literally hooks into Amazon's system, uses the weight of the product, the dimensions of the product, and its category to establish what percentage of commission you're going to pay for the sale, and then how much you're going to pay Amazon to pick it, pack it, and ship it to the customer. It even includes in this calculation how much it's going to cost you to store it in Amazon's fulfillment center for a month, because Amazon does charge us to store our products in their fulfillment centers. They pass that cost on to us, but honestly, it is negligible. You won't even really notice that you're paying for that. So that's all taken into account. So we can see a breakdown here. We've got the referral fee, which is $26.40. That's the commission that you're going to pay Amazon for selling it on their platform. They have the fulfillment fee of $4.26. We have a prep fee built in here of 50 cents as well, in case we have someone that actually takes care of the prep for us. And once all that's taken into account, we have a profit of $178.74. Very, very impressive, I think you'll agree. And if we wanted to see how much we'd make if we would actually go ahead and buy 3 of those, we can change the quantity in this box here to 3, press enter on the keyboard, it's now going to recalculate, and if I scroll on down, there we go. Our profit from purchasing 3 of these would be an enormous $536.22. Now, you didn't see me go find that, but I can promise you that it took me a matter of minutes. Of course, I've been doing this a little while now. I've been selling on Amazon since 2013, but this is something that we spend a lot of time working with, teaching our clients how to actually go about finding these profitable products in a very short space of time. So we're going to head back over to the slides now for the last 2 steps. Okay, now step 4. Once we've found the product, we go ahead and place an order, and we either get it shipped to ourselves and send it to Amazon ourselves, or we use a third-party prep center. Like I was just saying there, we had a cost built in for having a prep center take care of that, and that is important for anyone who's not based in the country into which they're selling into. So let's say, for example, you live in Thailand and you'd like to sell on Amazon. Well, Thailand doesn't have its own Amazon, at least not at the time of recording this video, so you need to pick another marketplace to sell into. So let's say, for example, you decided you wanted to sell on Amazon US. You'd need to be able to place an order with your products, have them delivered to a third-party prep center. They are independent from Amazon. They basically receive it, they prepare the product for you, because we just need to stick a very small label over the existing barcode of the product and then get it sent into Amazon's fulfillment center. It's at that point it will be stored until it is sold. So like I was saying, Amazon will charge us a small fee. It's a very, very small fee, negligible, and honestly, if your storage fees are eating into your profits, then something is fundamentally wrong with what's been done up to that point, because it's just pennies on the dollar that we pay Amazon to store it. In any case, it's stored there until it's sold, and then when an order comes through, Amazon's team, without you having to lift a finger, Amazon's team will pick it off the shelf, they'll pack it in a box, and they will ship it to your customer on your behalf. They'll also handle any of the customer service going forward. So if a customer wants to query where their product is, they want to return it or anything like that, Amazon takes care of all of that. And returns are super straightforward. If a customer returns the product and it's resellable, Amazon just put it back into your inventory and it gets sold again. If not, then we can handle it, but for the most part, most products can be resold and we get them sent back in and ready for sale. So that's step 4, is to list your products and send them to Amazon where they are stored until sold. Now, just one more point to make on the actual listing process of these products before we move on. And just on the listing that we were just having a look at there, that is a catalog listing. Amazon kind of creates catalog listings on its website, so that means when we come to sell something, we don't have to take photographs, we don't have to write a title, we don't have to write descriptions, none of that stuff like we have to do on a marketplace like eBay. The listing already exists. So by list, I use that term loosely. We don't actually list anything. All we do is we say, hey Amazon, I've got 3 of those and I want to charge $329.99 each. That's about as much listing as we have to do. We just create the offer inside of our seller account and then it's ready to rock and roll. So that's step 4. Then in step 5, it's quite simple really. We just reinvest our profits and rinse and repeat. What I mean by that is, let's say for example we bought those watches at $120 a piece and we sold them for $530. Well, we bought 3 of them, we'd exit with $500 of profit. We'd have spent somewhere in the region of about $360. So by now we've turned our $360 into somewhere in the region of about $800, give or take, right? The maths aren't exact, but you know what I'm saying. So we've got around $800 now. We could bank the $500 profit and take ourselves away for a nice weekend with the family or something like that. Or we could reinvest those profits into buying more product. Perhaps we could go back to Woot a week later and buy the same product, buy more of them, because the limit might have been reset by then. Or we go and find 3 other products that we could buy, and we get this compounding profit effect. We end up making profit from our profit, and that's how this business grows. 6-12 months down the line, you could well be in a situation where this is something that could actually support you either part-time or full-time. We've worked with many people over the years that have decided to take on this business model as a full-time thing. And then who knows where it goes from there, right? This is a beginner-friendly strategy that can absolutely set you up for success in 2025 and beyond. And from that point on, you might decide to progress into buying in larger volumes from wholesale, or maybe even starting your own brand. But this is a perfect beginner strategy because you could literally get started today for $100 or less. What I showed you here was a rather higher price product, but you can absolutely find products at lower prices. So that's it for this video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know if you have any questions down below. Give us a like if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe so you can catch future videos like this. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.